Hello, baseball card fans. I'm doing a little video response for a contest. I usually don't do these contests, but I thought this one was pretty fun. Pretty simple, but pretty fun. You pick your team. This is from Mr. Ricky Russo. You pick your sport, you pick your team, you pick your all-time team. I do baseball. I love the Dodgers. That's my team. Obviously, a lot of great players to choose from, storied franchise, etc., etc. So I'm just going to kick it off with catcher Roy Campanella. Who else? Unfortunately, had his career cut a little short, by the auto accident, and he didn't play in his early 20s because he was in the Negro Leagues, but he did play 10 years in the big leagues. And he won 3 MVP awards in just those 10 years. Really amazing catcher. The guy could mash. Heading up, first base, going with Gil Hodges. A lot of people say he should be in the Hall of Fame. I would be okay with that. But if you just look objectively at his numbers, I admit he's kind of borderline. But he played first base. Well, he played for the Dodgers for like 16 years. He finished his career with the Mets. But great player, great ball player, great teammate. Gil Hodges at second base. Or first base, sorry. Second base, Jackie Robinson, of course. Breaks the color barrier, changes the game forever. Fierce competitor. Incredible athlete. He played football and did track at UCLA. Amazing athlete, amazing character. Jackie Robinson. Third base. I'll get to shortstop. I'm gonna go to third base. I'm going with Adrian Beltre. Honestly, Ronce, great. I got to go with Beltre. He played like 5 or 6 seasons for the Dodgers before he hit free agency, and he was pretty good. And then he finally broke out in 2004. He hit 48 bombs that year. I think he should have won the MVP. I think he finished second to Barry Bonds. So I'm going for Adrian Beltre. I think he has a legitimate shot at 3,000 hits. I still think he should have been a Dodger for life. If I remember correctly, he went to Seattle for an extra $1 million a year, which, I mean, come on, really? But, that was when I think Fox still owned the team. It was changing over to McCourt, and so they were kind of financially strapped, and so we lost a future Hall of Famer over a few $1 million. So like I said, shortstop, the captain. No, not that captain from New York. I'm talking about the captain from Brooklyn, Pee Wee Reese, the Rock over there at shortstop, leading the team to one World Series in '55. But nobody remembers the losers. But the Dodgers were really good in the 1950s, but they they would make it to the World Series, but they would just always lose to the Yankees. So, Yankees fans, you should be thanking us Dodger fans for all those rings in the 50s. All right, going out to the outfield. Left field, I'm going way old school. I have to go with Zach Wheat. The dude played for Brooklyn for 18 years. He finished his career with the Philadelphia Athletics, but 18 years with Brooklyn from 1909 to 1926. He had 2,804 hits for Brooklyn, which leads the franchise. Surprisingly, no Dodger ever had 3,000 hits. So Zach Wheat, day in, day out, playing left field. Over 2,300 games in left field for Brooklyn. That also leads the franchise. And he's a Hall of Famer. Center field, who else? The Duke of Flatbush, number 4, Duke Snider. Fun fact is in the 1950s, no other player hit more home runs in the 1950s than Duke Snider. Not Willie Mays, not Mickey Mantle, Duke Snider. More home runs in the 50s than anybody else. Moving over to right field, I gotta go with another boy of summer, Carl Furillo. Dude had a cannon. He was part of those great teams from the 50s. So going with Carl Furillo out there on right. Now it gets interesting. Okay, I'll finish with starting pitcher. My relief pitcher pick is kind of interesting, but not too much. I'm going with Larry Sherry. He had like a 3.5 ERA. He didn't pitch that long for the Dodgers, but just because he was the 1959 World Series MVP as a reliever, mind you. So he really helped us get that World Series against the White Sox in their second season in LA. So I'm going with Larry Sherry. Gagne was great, but I guess he was on the juice. There's some other guys out there, but I'm going with Larry Sherry. Now, starting pitcher, right? I'm sure a lot of you, well, maybe it's split, because I'm split. A lot of you are probably saying, obviously, Sandy Koufax. A lot of you are probably saying, obviously, it's Clayton Kershaw. And it's like 1 and 1A. I mean, I'm sure I'm torn. So, but gun to my head, if I have to choose one, I still have to go with Sandy Koufax. Now, in a couple of years, or 3 to 5 years, once Clayton Kershaw builds up his career even more, and those counting stats and strikeouts keep piling up, then maybe I'll be able to confidently pass the torch from Koufax to Kershaw. But like I said, it's really close, but I'm going to stick with Koufax for the time being. But Kershaw's right on his heels, and I imagine will surpass him as the greatest Dodger pitcher ever, which is pretty effing cool. Alright, this video is running 8 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off here, but thank you, Ricky, for the contest. It was a lot of fun to talk about these favorite players of mine. Alright, and thanks for watching. Bye.